Hey girly girls, my name is Danielle and I'm going to be your guest speaker on YouTube tonight. I'm going to be talking about purity. I know Wesly is going to be talking about it as well. She's asked me to share a little something. So basically I'm going to give you a bio. I am wearing white to represent purity tonight. Represent. And I'm 20 years old. I'm a pastor's daughter. No, I'm not a prostitute or a stripper, thank God. I was born in a very conservative Christian family where, you're just taught you don't have sex before you're married. You wait till your wedding night, and that's how it is. And so I kind of always went by that and skipped to 6th grade. I met my best friend, Tiff, and she introduced me to boys. She was like, boys, Danielle, boys. And then I kind of had those little stupid relationships where you're like slow dancing. You're like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. Yeah, but you never look at each other. And then if you do, it's only for a brief second. You're like, oh my gosh, and turn around. And then you keep going. And then my last boyfriend, like my 7th or 8th boyfriend, out of like 3 month span, dumped me because I wouldn't talk to him. But he didn't dump me. He had his friend call me and dump me, Why? They could never just dump you, yeah. They always had to have their friends do it, and we had to have our friends do it. That's just how it is. So, 7th grade summer, I was just like, you know what? This dating stuff is not for me. Like, it's so stupid. I don't want to get in a position that I can't handle. I see what my friends go through, and I'm just not down, So I kind of pieced out on that. I'm like, I can't even clean my own room. How can I manage a relationship? So, plus I couldn't even date. So it was just like, okay, whatever. Thanks, mom and dad. Like, I totally agree with you. And I always tell my young girls that who I teach at youth group, they're like, oh my gosh, my parents don't let me date. I'm like, you know what? The only way this is going to happen is if you ask and pray the Lord to change your heart. You know what I mean? So if you talk to young girls, I know that you guys are older women and you don't have to listen to your parents right now. But, if any girls complain to you, like, I can't, but it's like really what got me to change my heart. I prayed to the Lord and he really just revealed it to me and was like, I just didn't even have like a want. Like I didn't even have anything that I wanted to, I wasn't anxious to date. That's basically what I'm saying. So, senior year came, I liked a guy. I was like, okay, I really actually like a guy. And then he ended up not liking me. So I was like, you reap what you sow. And then, Valentine's Day, I would kind of get depressed. I'd just be like, oh man, like, why don't I have a boyfriend? Like, this sucks. And then God kind of just revealed to me one day, and he was like, you know what, Danielle? Like, you don't have any attachments right now. You're totally free. I'm single. That's what I want to be. And, that was gay. So, he was like, you're not pregnant, you don't have kids, you don't have diseases, you don't have emotional problems. And I was like, you know what? That is so right, God. And I was just so happy. Like, he was like, this should be a rejoicing day for you, And so every Valentine's Day that comes, like, that's what I think of. I'm like, wow, like, I'm so free of things. I could change it tonight. I could go sleep with a guy and have it all gone, But it's really a prized possession. Like, if you want sex to be a big deal, then don't have it. But if you don't, then have it as much as you want. It's like a gift. I think the best thing I've ever heard about sex was it's like a gift being unwrapped before Christmas, where like your parents got you those new shoes, but you don't know if they're new shoes, but you have to find out. So you go like downstairs on Christmas Eve, and you just take a little peek, and you look like, okay, good. They're the Dolce & Gabbana ones. I want perfect. You like tape it up perfectly. It doesn't even look like anybody touch the present, and then the next day comes, you open it in front of the parents, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's the Dolce & Gabbana shoes! I didn't even know! And, like, that's how sex is, It's kind of like, you don't want to unwrap it before it's time, almost. You want to enjoy it with the guy you're going to be with for the rest of your life. And I think when people ask me, like, why don't you date? I always would tell them this vision I had, and I'll tell you, it's basically, I never wanted to run into my ex-boyfriend with my husband and children. I never wanted it to be like, oh, so-and-so, this is my husband, this is my ex-boyfriend, and him be like, I've been there, done that, I've seen Danielle's, and like, I wanted it to be like, wow, it's so nice to meet you. You're so lucky. You scored on that one, like, and just for my guy friends, like, to have my guy friends say things like, oh my gosh, Danielle, like, my daughters are so hanging out with you. I'm just going to, like, just drop them off at your house. And, oh my gosh, Danielle, I can't believe, like, I can't believe you still haven't kissed yet. That's so cool. And, like, I just want to meet your husband. Like, I want to see what kind of guy he's going to be. And for them to say that to me, that's, like, the hugest compliment and, like, respect, you know? Like, girls love respect. And you're not going to get it unless you act on it. You know what I mean? Unless you have morals. And I think it was just really important for me. I always had that vision. I'm like, I just want my husband to be proud of me, and I want him to know how long I've waited for him, you know? And a kiss, like, I haven't kissed, and a kiss is, I think, to me, the gateway drug to sex. Like, you know what I mean? Kiss and marijuana are the same thing to me. Like, you smoke weed, you smoke weed, you smoke weed, you smoke weed. Eventually, you're going to be a cokehead. You kiss, you kiss, you kiss, you kiss. Eventually, you're going to have sex. That's just basically how it is. And I'm not saying kissing is a bad thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. I'm actually obsessed with kissing. I love hearing about it. I love watching it. Like, love it, you know, because I haven't done it. So it's very, like, I get very giddy. I get very giddy around boys. Like, I still feel like a little sixth grader. And I like that. Like, I like going to weddings, and I like seeing the bride very giddy. You know, that's a good thing. You're like, wow, she hasn't had sex yet. Like, you know, she's saving it for this guy. Like, I can go to weddings, and I know if they had sex or not. Because it's just like, you know, they're comfortable around each other. But I remember going to this one wedding, and the bride was just so, like, just glowing, you know. And it's 6 minutes already. Jeez, I keep talking. I told you. But it's such an amazing thing to see, you know, and I hope to be that. Like, when I wear my white wedding dress, I want to let everybody know at my wedding, like, I'm not a fool. Like, I'm not just wearing a white dress to fool you guys, you know? Like, I really stayed pure. Like, I am pure. That's why it's white, you know? So, anyways, if you guys have any questions, please ask Wesly or MySpace me. I did make a movie on it. It's called Smart Love. You can Google it. Wesly knows where it is. But I just hope that I encourage you tonight. If you are having sex, I highly suggest you stop. I'm not saying if you had sex, your life is over. All I'm saying is just stop and start brand new again and become a born-again virgin. It's possible, guys. It's possible. And the rewards in the end are, I'm loving it. Yes, I get lonely. I'm not going to lie. It sucks. But in the end, God proves himself to me every single time with little boys. Like, you know, like, oh, I like him, and then I'll give a little, you know, I'll really pursue him, and then I end up getting hurt at the end, and I just feel like God's like, Danielle, I warned you. And I'm like, I know. You know, when we don't listen to God, we always get hurt in the end. So it's really important to listen to him, but it is very hard at the same time. I know where you're at. So, anyways, please message me if you have any questions. I think it's awesome that you guys get together once a week. It's so important to fellowship with other ladies in Christ. And don't forget to pray for your husbands. It's very important because you don't know if they're making the wrong decision right now, or right now, or right now. Like, you know what I mean? So always pray for your husbands, your future husbands, that is. And I hope you ladies have a blessed night. And thank you so much for allowing me to speak tonight. All right. Bye, guys.